Welcome, everyone. We are live, and it is Wednesday. It's Wednesday. Blame and fault. Blame and fault. The parasitic sisters, blame and fault. You'll notice that we speak about our inner selves versus the outside world. Okay? Blame. When you start blaming yourself, look at the mood of blame. Look at the mood of it. Doesn't make you feel good at all. And when you think that you're blaming someone, you're actually blaming yourself. Why did I let this happen to me? That's the question you're asking yourself deep down. And when you ask yourself that question, you see that, remember this, cause and effect. Every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. Blame, okay? Look at the mood of blame. Look at the mood of fault. This is my fault. No, this is your fault. When in actuality, we're blaming ourselves and finding fault within ourselves. They are parasites, and they will rob you of your life. Oh, indeed, they will. Look at the outcome of blame. Look at it. See, when we walk around with those things, we're not actually experiencing the present moment. We've pulled that memory. That's why the mood is there. We've pulled the memory of whatever that thing is that happened to us, and we're dragging it from the past, only to live it out right here and right now. But you've got to learn how to transmute those things. Oh, transmute, that's a big word, Angela. How do you change them from being parasites to being symbiotes? See, we think that parasites and symbiotes are somehow different. It is only the environment in which they are in that shows you what they are. We know parasites to be life suckers. Symbiotes also suck life, but less, because symbiotes understand the host is important as well. Think about that for a moment. You see, because we do it when you're talking about bacteria as well in the body. Seems a far away from blame and fault, but hold on. Just be patient. Because we're making it make sense for you to grasp how to apply it in your everyday life. It is not that blame and fault are somehow horrendous. You must understand or comprehend the mood that gave birth to them. When you start to blame yourself, oh, how could I let this happen to me? I'm such a fool. Blame and fault are the same. Well, in order for blame to be there, you must have the fault, the error. This is why, as I said, parasites and symbiotes are exactly the same thing. It is only the varying degree of your mood that will tell you if you're dealing with a symbiote or a parasite. A symbiote, as I said, understands the need of the host, and it shares with the host for its own survival. The parasite will burn that shit to the ground and rule the ashes. That's what it will do. It cares not. It has no feeling. It just does what it does. That is its nature. But the nature is influenced by the environment. So the mood of blame, you understand, the nature of blame is to find fault with the self. Well, if I was this, this wouldn't have happened to me. If I was this or that, this wouldn't have happened to me. When you continually walk under the shadow of blame and fault, you in essence poison your own well. So whatever you draw from that well is now ruined by blame and fault. Instead, seek to comprehend the mood and understand that the mood you are presently feeling is a memory you have dragged from the supposed past. Thereby, because you have resurrected that mood from the past, what is the word? You have resurrected it. You have given it life. Well, it is alive and you now have to bear the cost of its life. So how do you stop walking with blame and guilt? By understanding that it is only a memory of the past. It is a memory. And the same way that we can delve into the past to find memories, why land on the one that's rotting and fetid? Why land on that one? You have a choice. You have a choice. Do you want to choose that one? The blame and the fault. Do you want to? And if you choose it, why did you choose it? Because that's the mood you're in. You're feeling all nostalgic and you're feeling all whatever you're feeling because you know that mood. And you're in the corner you're talking about. That's you in the corner. Ask yourself, does it make you feel good to sit in the corner and just wade in that? You don't feel good when you do it. It makes you angry when you do it. But you're only ever angry at yourself. These are the internal things. So today, the way to stop walking in guilt and, not guilt, but blame and fault is to understand what it is. It is a mood that you have visited on many occasions. Because remember the principle of rhythm, right? Remember the principle of vibration. Everything moves, nothing stands still. So you can't be in that mood of blame and fault indefinitely. You're going to fall out of that mood at some point. But what we have trained ourselves to do is to habitually visit it so that that visit now becomes, you expect that visit and you go there. And so you do it all the time. And if you think about it logically, we can think logically, but we behave neurologically. We behave by way of our habits. Yes? Okay. So logically, you're going to ask yourself, what does it serve me to walk in blame and fault? Because you know what happens when you do that? You're looking out into the world through the lens of blame and fault, and you're looking at everybody and you're saying to yourself, oh, look at them. How come they get to live such a good life when they've messed mine up? See that question? Oh, now you're throwing that blame around. But where's the blame? In your own bosom. It is your mood that you are projecting out into the world, and thus it is unfair for other people to have and you not. That's what blame does to you. It doesn't affect the person you are looking at. Fault does not affect the person you are thinking of. Blame and fault affect the bearer of it, which is you. So, in order to stop doing that, come to the understanding or comprehension that blame and fault are moods. They are moods. You ever caught yourself saying, oh, I'm not in the mood for that right now. I'm not in the mood for that. We are governed by the mood. The mood is the thing that you observe. The mood isn't you, it is just the thing that you observe. But we don't separate mood from self. We associate mood with self. And that is why we commit to the mood, because we put those two things together and we say, well, I am this mood. When in actuality, I am comes first and the mood is observed. You are only observing the mood. But so long as you commit to the mood, you will experience it. Well, you have to infuse the mood with life. The mood is just there, but you have to embody it. Now, this is the principle of gender. Okay, the principle of gender. Remember, gender, masculine is the invisible. We don't see it until it becomes feminine, until it becomes what? Embodied. So it's that penetration, right? The penetration of masculine that becomes feminine. You have to embody that thing, which means you have to put on the mood. Who's putting on the mood? I am. I am is putting on the mood. So you see, I am and the mood are not the same. I am is only wearing the mood. So if you walk through the day and to help yourself, okay? Because we have personalities. So we give other things personalities, is what we do naturally. Because it helps us to comprehend them. So if you say, what mood am I going to wear today? Well, if you wear the mood of blame and fault, you have to behave in that fashion. You have to behave the way that blame does. You did this to me. This is your fault. So now you have to walk around angry. You have to walk around as a victim, of course, because they are the embodiment of blame and fault. But what if you took off that mood and put another one on? Well, now you have to behave like that one. So you see, the mood is simply a jacket. And you can put one on, and if it feels good, you can keep it on if you want to. Of course. Well, why else would you choose your clothes? Because you feel good when you wear them. And that's why you turn in the mirror and you go, "Oh, I look good today." That's what you do. It's the same with a mood. And when you start realizing that the mood is simply something that you can pick up and put down, then you will begin to understand who I am is. I am is the life that infuses or penetrates the mood. You are I am. You are not the mood. So when you sit in the corner, just recognize that that is a jacket you have put on. And as easily as you can put it on, you can take it off. If you understand, if you comprehend that that is all you're doing, is picking it up and putting it down. So when scripture tells you, no man can take my life from me, I pick it up and I lay it down. That's what it means. It is the mood that you can embody. This is, let's put it in another way that you can understand, comprehend. I can say it now. Um, my mentor, her little girl, is playing the role of young Tina Turner in the musical. That is so exciting. Listen, if you do her, she has just got such a personality. She is who she is. She now has to put on, because she has to learn about Tina Turner. And so she has to put on, hello, she has to put on the mood of young Tina. Why? So that when she walks out onto that stage and she starts to sing and act, you will believe her. You will sense Tina Turner. But when she gets off the stage, who is she? Is she her mother's daughter or is she Tina? She's her mother's daughter. So she has to pick up Tina and wear Tina and take it off. So you see your mood? It is exactly the same thing. You put on that mood. And how do you put it on? By selecting it from your memories. Because we I just I'm just having such a hard day. I'm just really feeling it. Yes. You've picked up the mood and you're walking in it. You've given it life. You have stepped into it because you are life itself. And because you are life itself, you have decided what to give life to. So when you say, I'm in a bad mood today, yikes, it is only something you've put on. And as easily as you put it on, you can take it off. Ooh, Ray of Sunshine says, so timely. The mood of feeling blame is not proactive, but jacket of mood of continuing to model. Ah, there you go. You see, this is the whole point of sharing these things with you because I keep telling you, you are not stuck at any point in time. You cannot be, because if you are stuck, you are breaking the law of vibration. The law of vibration says that everything moves, nothing stands still. So to be stuck is to be still. You cannot be stuck. What will help you is to comprehend. Understanding is the key here. Because when you understand that your mood is something you give life to, you will stop giving life to things that aren't symbiotic. Remember the nature of a symbiote. The nature of a symbiote is to support the host. Give the host something in return. So in other words, a symbiote practices gratitude. It says, oh, thank you, host. The parasite says, the host, I care not about the host. I will suck the life from this host. But the problem with doing that is you end yourself. So when you choose a mood to embody, to put on, let it be one that gives you life as well. So when you stand in front of your closet and you say, what am I going to wear today? This is usually me. It'll either be pink, purple, lilac, lavender, white. You get the point. Those are my colors. But I will choose based upon the mood. So do we all. You feel cute? I will wear pink. Oh, yes, I will, because I'm cute. So I'll wear pink because that's my mood and I will embody it. Do you grasp what I'm saying to you today? It has nothing to do with anything on the outside of how someone is making you feel or what they may have done to you. Because now it will help you to understand why they do what they do. Because they have to do what they do because of the mood they occupy. You can't call somebody a jerk, loser. You can't call them that. Look at the mood that they embody and you will understand why they behave the way that they do. And then you'll be able to understand and separate them from their behavior, which makes it a little bit easier, just a little, to do what? Forgive. And we don't like to say that F word, do we? Oh, no, we don't. Because we want to beat somebody with the past all the time. And the only person you're beating with the past is yourself. Now, allegedly, Catholics have this little whip that they use to beat themselves with. Up, self-flagellation, whipping of oneself. Blame and fault are two strips on that whip. And the only person you are beating is yourself. So do yourself a favor and recognize that moods are articles of clothing. Moods are articles of clothing that you put on. And the only way you are going to act is the way that mood is. So if you do not like your present behavior, recognize that it is a mood. We say it all the time, these young people. Oh my God, that's a vibe. Hello, it's a what? It's a vibe. It's a vibration. It's a mood. It is a feeling. But we are so quick to judge the feeling instead of comprehending it. You see, we judge the feeling because we think we're the feeling. And that's why scripture tells you that man sees the flesh, but God sees the heart. What do you think the heart is? The mood that you embody is the heart. Oh, yes. When somebody tells you to get to the heart of the matter, go to the root. And the root is the mood. And we only act according to the mood. So today, when you get up and you walk into the closet of your life and you say, what do I feel like today? What mood am I in today? Pick a mood that you like being in. And remember that you have to take it off at some point because we always do. But remember that rhythm always compensates. Rhythm always compensates. And we have habits and we have patterns. So if you choose, this is why someone can look at you and go, "Oh my God, is pink your favorite color? However, did you guess? Maybe because I keep wearing pink?" So when you recognize that we create favorites of moods and we embody them all the time, this is why it looks like, "Oh my God, what a Karen. Why are you always in such a bad mood?" Because it's the one they pick and they do it all the time. It's become their what now? Habit, their habitual state. You see, and I read something. A lot of people misinterpret Neville Goddard, you know. A lot of people do that. And they tell you, you don't give up. You deny the senses. And I'm like, dude, that's not what he meant. If you're in pain, you don't deny the pain. Denial, that shit never works. Denial. Denial is a river. I digress. And even in their statements, they said, "Oh, I'll be totally delusional about it." And I'm like, there's the problem. Look at the mood. When Neville tells you to disregard your senses, he's not speaking from a place of desperation. He's speaking from a place of understanding and comprehension that the mood is what causes you to act. So if you are in a mood of desperation to get this man or this woman back in your life, how are you going to act? You're going to stalk. Hello. That's exactly what you'll do. And here they are thinking they are doing what Neville says. And Neville understood the principles. This is why when Abdullah slammed the door in his face, when Neville says, "But Abdullah, I only have a nickel to my name. How I can get to Barbados? I only have a nickel." And Abdullah said, "You are in Barbados." And he shut the door in Neville's face. And that was the end of that. And Neville couldn't talk about it anymore. Not with Abdullah. Because Abdullah understood that if you walk down the road in a mood, you could feel the palm trees as the breeze flows through them because you're going to feel that breeze flowing over you. You're going to smell the streets of Barbados because it is a mood to embody. And if you embody the mood, you have now become the cause. And what happens when you embody the mood? Ow. You have the matching experience. This is why Abdullah slammed the door, not because he was rude and ignorant. He knew that Neville would get to Barbados. What neither of them knew was how. They just knew. You don't need to know how. You just have to understand that every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause. So, because you embody that mood, you will bring about the experience. I just wanted to scream, "Can I get an amen?" Jeez. So, today, when you go out into the world, remember that everyone is wearing a mood. We say that people are wearing masks. Mask, mood, same thing, because that mask that you wear, you behave according to the mask that you wear. Remember the movie The Mask? Smoking. Somebody stop me. Yeah, he put that mask on. And as within, so without. He was mischievous and naughty. And that's just what he does. He was a prankster. And so that's what he did. But when Dorian put the mask on, what was within Dorian? Oh, he was an evil man. Wicked. A brute. Wanting to exert his power over the weak. That is what he became. Because it was already within him. So the mood is already there. And you will act according to it when you put it on. So when you put on a mood, make sure that that mood empowers you instead of draining you. So blame and fault are moods that are parasitic, and they will suck the life from you. Indeed, they do. They'll siphon it. Listen, I knew what siphoning was long before. Because my father, they had a thing in the Caribbean, they would do the stick a hose in the gas tank. But you have to suck on the hose to get the gas to come up. But you got to be quick to not get that gas in your mouth. Siphoning, it is an art. So you see, blame and fault are moods, and they do not serve you. Ray of Sunshine already said it. They're not proactive at all. They don't give, they take. And nobody wants to be in a relationship where it's not reciprocal. We all want a symbiotic relationship because then no one is depleted. So then, pay attention to the mood that you pick up and put on. Remember, moods are articles of clothing. Mm-hmm. They are. Shoot, it could be your favorite car. It could be a McLaren. Now tell me, now the man who drives a McLaren, when he gets out of that McLaren and he goes boop boop and he locks the door. I don't even know if they do that. But when he gets out of that McLaren, that reminds me of Paradise. I forget the name of the show. It has Paradise in it, but they have a song. I'm gonna sing that song for you. I got that big ball energy. Yeah, that's the seriously, that's the song. But don't get it twisted. It is a mood. When Henry Cavill puts on the Superman tights and cape, it is a mood that he embodies. Blame and fault are also moods. So do you want to walk down the street confidently? Or do you want to walk down the street in a rage because, you did this to me? And wanting to inflict the same pain that you feel onto others. Oh, stepping on bunions today. That's all right, I got bunions too. So we in it together. So which one do you want? Pick up that mood. Hold it up in front of the mirror, just like you would do your jacket or your shoes, and say, how am I going to walk down the street in this today? Yeah. So do you now understand how to stop blame and fault? Nobody did it. It is not a belittlement of your experience because you experienced it. The question becomes, do you want to keep feeling the repercussions and living under the repercussions of that feeling? And I can tell you right now, the answer is a resounding no, you do not. How can I be so sure? Because nobody wants to suffer. I can speak for all humanity to say that. Nobody wants to suffer. Who likes that? Please. Even if you spank me and it feels good, that is not suffering. Hello? So nobody wants to suffer. So today, recognize that the cause of your mental anguish is because you keep picking up that piece of clothing, that mood, and walking in it. Injustice is a mood. How come they never get their just desserts? How come they just do these things and get away with it? That is a mood because it looks like they never get their just desserts and they're always getting away with it. It looks like it. But you do not know because your sight is limited. Every cause has its effect, and every effect has its cause, and none of us can escape that, good, bad, or indifferent. None of us escape cause and effect. So don't for one moment think that, quote unquote, the wicked get away with things. And when you recognize that, you will relinquish the mood of injustice. Because it will suck the life out of you. It's blame, and it is fault. Let's see who's here today, shall we? Well, oh, Liza, darling. I said your name yesterday, Liza. I did. Oh, Ray of Sunshine is here as well. And she says, I tell myself I did my best. I can't control others, especially not in my space, making bad choices, but I can control me and my mood. Yes, that is exactly correct. You can't control anybody else. That's like saying, I'm going to make them wear this. You cannot make it, even if it's your small child. You put their clothes on, they're going to wear them because you are in a protective mode of children. But you see, for the ones who are grown, they will wear what they want. You can only make a suggestion. You're going out like that. Oh, they'll wear what they want. And if it makes you mad that they wear what they want, then the problem does not lie with the one who's wearing the clothes. As within, so without. Right? So I'm trusting that you know now how to stop dragging the past into the present. So when they tell you that present, past, and future are all one, but they are because there's only one person, you. So whether you pull from the past or you imagine the future, it is only you doing it. So present, past, and future are not three separate things. It is one person doing something. So what are you doing? Living in the past, reliving it, or experiencing in imagination what you would be doing in reality? What are you doing? You see, this is why they tell you if you are feeling depressed, you're living in the past, and if you're anxious, you're living in the future. But expand upon that for a moment and you will understand something here. It's not that they're anxious because they're living in the future. That's exactly not what they're doing at all. They're not living in the future at all. They are, you are only ever experiencing in imagination what you would be doing in reality. So if you see the world through that lens, you will let go of anxiety and depression because you will realize, what are you doing? What are you experiencing in imagination? Best case scenarios or worst case scenarios? Which mood have you embodied? So when you start to see which mood you have embodied, you will understand why your behavior is anxious. Because it's the mood of, oh my God, what's going to happen? Panic ensues. Do you know why the panic ensues? Because you have now triggered the release of adrenaline in your body. And adrenaline makes you want to run. Oh, yes, it does. Adrenaline makes you want to act. It makes you want to do something. Adrenaline is like fire. Yes, it is. And the more you have it in your body and you're not doing anything with it, remember that fire consumes. So you're burning yourself out. Now, depression, look at it. You got fire, but you can't get it started. Thereby, it still does exactly the same thing. It is depleting to the body. So you see how the fire of anxiety and the fire of depression are exactly the same. They have the exact same outcome. They are both depleting. So when you begin to recognize that those two things are moods, you'll change. You'll change your clothes. Yes, because they're articles of clothing. And you will begin to put things on that give you life more abundantly. Ow. So who else is here? Well, Twitter is as Twitter does. Replay gang. And fan base. Ooh, your girl has to scroll again today. Oh, puts your girl in a mood. Hello, Dawn. I see you. Jessamine, I see you. Big Mike is in the house. Moon and Dolphin Duck are here. Beautiful ones. Hello. Ray Ray is in the house. Miss McQueen, my Scotch bonnet. Hey, girl. And my sweet Casey. It is such an honor to see you guys every day and to spend time with you. I trust that today, Jessamine, I do not have foot fungus. Lord help me. Somebody better come for you today. Oh, snap. Ooh. I laughed and now he's crowing in here. Jessamine, you got me cracking up. No. Oh, snap. Oh, Jessamine. Thank you for that laugh so early in the morning. It's good. Oh, listen, I trust that today, as you go out into the world, you will realize what cloak you are wearing today. And you will make the decision to recognize, oh, what am I wearing today? I'm gonna put on a whole Karen today. That's your coat today? Okay. Yeah. What mood are you embodying? Embody wearing. Because you're a body. So blame and fault are moods. And if you start to see them as what they are, they no longer have control over you to say, oh, but this person did this to me. Hey, what mood are you in? The mood of poor me, poor pitiful me. That's your mood? Do you know what that mood is treated like? Okay. Granddaddy always said, behave how you want to be treated. it but Angela, you make it sound so easy because it is. It is only our misperception that, if that is a word, that makes us feel like we cannot overcome things, that we have to stay and wallow in our stench of our own anguish. And I'm here to tell you, you do not, girl. You do not have to wallow in that. Nobody wants to smell bad. Trust me, if we wanted to smell bad, the perfume business would not be as big as it is. Hello? So why walk around metaphorically smelling bad? Why? Don't you want a good life? Well, then, put on. Man, this is why scripture is so fun. It says to put on the whole armor. What's it say? Put on. So that tells you that your mood is something you have to put on to embody. I always will use Henry Cavill because he's easy on the eyes. He embodies Superman so much so that that's what the world sees him as even when he wears a suit. He has embodied that role. He's embodied the role of the Witcher so well that that's all people can see him as. And we don't want to see anybody else acting in that role except for him because he embodies it so well. Then it was just a part he was playing. He's an actor. It is just a part that he played. And do you remember William Shakespeare? All the world is a stage, and we are merely actors upon it. Now, if you lived your life in such a fashion, you think you'd have problems? Nah, because you can just act your way out of it. Why? And that may seem far-fetched to you, but it is only a mood. And when you start to see the mood as something you can put on and take off, you will ask yourself a very important question. Who is putting on the mood? And you can only give one answer. I am. And when you understand that I am is the power that infuses and penetrates everything. The trees, the ocean, the rocks, the grass, the flowers, the cat, the dog, the bird, the chicken. When you understand that I am permeates all of that, you'll stop seeing yourself as this puny little human. Why do you think so much effort has gone in to making you feel like you're a puny human? Because if you stay in the mood of puny human, that is all you will ever be. Thereby not coming into the knowledge of what you actually are. But that is for another day. But you see where it leads? When you begin to understand that that mood that you're wallowing in has no power over you. Look, let me go because I am way over my time and I gotta feed my chickens. I gotta feed my chickens because that's why he's hollering. Feed me, mother. I picked him up and I kissed him yesterday. Without the blanket, because you know I have to catch him now, or he'll try and peck me. Bad boy. Anyway, I trust that it makes sense to you. I trust that it makes sense to you and that you will apply it. And when you apply it and you change your life, I know you'll be balls deep in my DMs talking about, oh my God, Angela, oh my God, I changed. And I'll be like, it was inevitable. The moment you apply it, you know, the moment you apply it, you've changed. I am not surprised. But I will pretend surprise and throw confetti for you. I will and celebrate with you. But I already know the outcome. So long as you apply the principles deliberately, you will reap what you have sown. Uh, Ray of Sunshine, you are so welcome. Anywho, don't let me keep y'all from living your best day. Go forth and do it. Be it. And I always look forward to your testimony. Okay? I do. I look forward to your testimonies. Ah, you guys in the chat are cracking me up on Fanbase. Anyway, I love you, and I will see you on the morrow. Right here on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, Fanbase. Yes, I shall. 7 a.m. Eastern Standard Time if you want to come hang out with us. Countdown initiated. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Much love to each and every one of you. Really, Ray of Sunshine? I knew. Ray of Sunshine says, I changed just now. Well, then my job is done. My job is done. Actually, it's only just beginning. We've only just begun. You know what? Let me go. or I will stay here and yakety yak your ears off. But I do love you, and I appreciate each and every one of you, and I celebrate with you your every accomplishment that you have done deliberately. Indeed. Mwah.